Hello everyone, welcome back to a very special version of Offlane. This is, what, day 4, day 5? I've actually lost count. But today we are actually in the dynasty, which is a very welcome change, at least for me. As of recently, I've been finding myself, being more inclined to build. So I wanted to walk you guys through some of the build process that I have had for one of my most one of my longest projects that I have worked on ever. This dynasty has been in the works for multiple years at this point. Full of every single one of these buildings has an interior, at least for the most part. I think there's like 1 or 2 buildings that don't. But all of these buildings, for the most part, have interiors. I've built all of this with the help of World Edit, just to get some of the organics and some of the terraforming done, and to speed up some of the process, because of course these are hundreds of buildings, including those buildings over there, all of those areas. It's a big project. I have a lot of pallets set up and put down for eventual like testing and troubleshooting and things like that. But today I wanted to work on this building because there's been a couple of buildings over here that we have worked on. I worked on this off stream and offline and off recording. Like you guys were not involved in this at all. Where I just made a fun little stand, and then I made like a little interior, and I didn't really specify what was gonna go over here, so I kind of just let it be. And I wanted this building to be a little bit more industrial, kind of like how this building is. I was gonna say, aren't there tough bricks in this? No, I didn't use tough bricks in this build. Now, I would usually say, hey, let's put on some shaders. And I will do that in a second here. I'll throw on some very light shaders and configure them real quick so I can get them fixed. Because, as you could tell, the top corner I'm running at 17 frames a second. So let's go through here. We're going to do... turning these down. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to turn this off. And then I am going to go here. Yeah, those are good. And I'm going to go back. I need to change some of these clouds. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I was trying to see if I could just turn off the shadows in here. Well, let's apply it. We'll see if it improves the frame rate at all. Wow, I went from 11 to 22. It actually doubled my frame rate. Let's see. Why can't I turn off shadows here? Is it because I need to do it in my video settings? Quality. Entity distance, entity shadows off, vignette off. You know what? I need to fuck with this later. I'm gonna be honest. What if I turn that off? We'll just not use shaders today. We'll use the normal Minecraft texturing. So, when some of these builds, you can kind of tell how old they are, depending on how I built the outline. The normal flat outlines were later on, but these outlines were right in the beginning. So, with that in mind, I didn't really have a plan for what I wanted to do with this build right off the bat. And because this is intended to be viewed through the... it's intended to be viewed through DokuCraft. I'm going to see if I can't sketch up some palettes right away here. So, while I was thinking of what to do with the palettes, I was thinking about the theme of this, and I wanted to, like I said, I wanted this to be a little bit industrial. So we're going to start using World Edit here, and I'm going to show you how I test some of the palettes I was thinking of. Now, I wanted this to have like a very basic outline. So what we would do is we would replace blue concrete, which is my base block, with polished deep slate and deep slate bricks. Kind of looking like a bit of mixed bricks. Nothing too major, but it just kind of looking all right. And because it is near the bottom here, and there's some moss in the ground that we've established, some cobblestone, so it seems like it's a little bit older. I would like to assume that this building is a bit older as well. So what we would do is we would take the deep slate and we would try and find a block that seems very... How do I explain this? We would try and find a block that is as equal in its kind of mossiness that looks like the deep slate. My first thought is mossy stone bricks. Like, see how that would look? Maybe a little bit. Maybe we can start implementing a little bit of stone bricks, make it look like it's a little weathered. Just put that over there. Fuck out of here. My main goal here is to make this industrial building feel like it is from the pretty much the beginning of when the dynasty was expanding. And what that means is that I'm trying to write a bit of world building into my building itself. Like, from afar, you don't really see too much of this. So, what I would want to do... Oh yeah, that definitely looks like mossy bricks. That's so cool. Like, if you take this and you mix it in every once in a while, in the spots that are exceptionally mossy, it makes it look very, very fitting, pretty much. I want it to seem like this building focuses more on selling what its product is, which I have not thought about what its product is yet. But it cares more about selling that than it does the outside appearance. And because of that, it has started to it's pretty much started to die. Long story short. It's suffering because of it. So what I'm gonna do is let me build up this second floor. Actually, do I even want this second floor here? I don't think I do. Because if it's industrial, they don't really care about the aesthetics of the second floor. So what we would do is we would probably just go over here. Replace blue wool air. There we go. I think that's going to look a lot better. Maybe having a low profile building like this will let us actually work with it a little bit more. Maybe if we have... Maybe if we build this up a little bit. So let's go through here. What I'm going to do... That's a shulker box lane. That's not an actual... Where is it? Right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build this up a little bit. Where are my pants? Where have my pants gone? Man, I don't have the pants anymore. And let me use... I'm going to see if Tweakaroo works with this. We are going to... Where is it? There should be a tweak that lets me build faster. And it's not fast right click. Whatever. The more time I try and spend looking for it, the... I wish, one of the things I do wish, while we're on the discussion of building, I wish creative mode had some of the, enchantments that you could put on armor, but just base. I wish that would be, I wish that's something that you could do in the configuration. Like, I think it would be really cool if creative mode had automatic swift sneak and automatic soul speed without having to put on armor. I think that would be something that really does benefit a lot of people. Let me see here. Is this gonna be... This won't affect anything? It won't affect anything. Okay. Now we can go here and then go here. And we're gonna do stack 10 up. Did I fuck up? No, I didn't. Good. Okay. I think that is good then. And I will do this. And then we will go back here and do that. And we'll do... Fuck. son of a bitch. I gotta go all the way back here, and I gotta select the first... Look, building is gonna be a very long process, chat. And that's why I'm trying to do a very simple building to show you guys how my building works. Now, I will admit some of these tricks I've picked up from other builders, watching other people's process and things along those lines has helped me tremendously with my own building process. But one of the main things that I try and do when I'm building on these scales is I try and add a bit of story to everything that I am building. And that includes trying to make the story seem somewhat realistic. Like, it makes sense that a company would not care about the quality of their building if they're focused so much on construction, on like the production of whatever the fuck they're doing. Like, for example, how many times have you seen someone, how many times have you seen like a mechanic's place? They're like, oh yeah, it's really fucking disorganized. But if you ever ask them about it, it's like, ah, well, I know where everything is. So clearly, like, sometimes people are so ingrained in their craft that they are confident that they don't really need to organize as much. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm adding a bit of a weathering layer on top. Because the polished andesite looks a lot like the polished deep slate. So all of the polished blocks look very similar. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to integrate them together to make it look like it is more... Honestly, I'm trying to make it look better. Make it seem like there's just a tiny bit of depth if you're looking at it from a glance. Like, if you look at it from a glance, it does kind of look like it's sunken in a little bit. And what I can even do there is I can use certain walls. Like, for example, we can use the tile walls around some areas to make it sink in a little bit. And talking about the mechanics place is kind of giving me an epiphany. I think it might be good to make this place a mechanics shop. Because there are a lot of mechanics shops around the dynasty. Or there should be. There aren't usually. But there aren't in practice. But there are a couple that are scattered around in certain districts. Like there is this one here, which hatch opens. Or I guess it used to before they put in that sign. This building here is also a mechanics shop. So maybe having a very industrial themed mechanics shop is going to be one that's important. What I will do real quick, let me turn the music on for you guys. So you have something going on. But yeah, this Offlaine episode I would like to say is very instructional themed compared to my other ones. The reason why is because I've gotten a lot of inspiration recently from other YouTubers, from fellow YouTubers, about building. And more specifically, world building. I just really... World building is one of my favorite things. And the Dynasty is... I like as much as I like world building, which is saying something. It's like a child that I am a favorite of. I have an entire written history of the dynasty on the Funny Fucker server, because I wanted to add that. I like how this is looking so far. I want to make it seem... How does this look? Let's do this. Let's zoom out a little bit. You can't see it from far away. So maybe this is something that we need to use more often as a little bit of a progression. Like, you see, like, oh yeah, these pieces are the fucking worst. Holy shit, dude. You know? Now, while I'm working on this, I want to let you guys know that there are going to be some times where I will do building episodes like this. I enjoy teaching people how to build. So if there are any building skills that you guys want some suggestions for in terms of how to build them, or anything along those lines, any fundamentals of building that I have a lot of experience in, feel free to put it down in the comments, because I do really enjoy seeing people. One of the biggest things that I've always enjoyed and has kept me going with YouTubing and streaming has been people going up to me and being like, you inspire me to create. So if I can help feed that inspiration just a little bit, then that is what matters to me. That's all that matters. Because then I know that more people will be able to create because of what I've done. That's all I really care about. Alright, now that we're at the top of this building, I want to make it very flat, very industrial. But the only problem at the moment, I swear, these tough bricks and tough blocks, even on the Funny Fucker server, I feel like the Green Goblin with the fucking Green Goblin suit. I have a temptation to use it all the time. Okay, this was something I wanted to use in this build, was Purpur. Because Purpur just looks like a darker version of these bricks. It looks like a natural progression of these bricks. But the thing is, if we're doing that, we should have a... We need to have a block that signifies a bit of progression towards a darker block. So maybe we do... Maybe we have Purpur be the... Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, Lane. That is such a good idea. So, pretty much what I'm doing at this point, chat. But what I'm trying to do at the moment is I am trying to make it seem like the very top has been pretty much disintegrating. Can we get a round of applause for the best Minecraft sound, for the best Minecraft song? Aria Math? Yeah. I will not take arguments over that, by the way. This is the best C418 song. Maybe we could even do something like this. But yeah, with stuff like this, I've tried to... Let me just turn this down a little bit. I started cranking the music when I was about to continue a point. When I build, I try and integrate a story into every little bit of... Pretty much every block that I place has to have some kind of story. And because of that, I try and be as thorough as I possibly can with intention and the way the blocks are placed. Sometimes I place them in a very haphazard way because I know that certain set pieces are not going to be looked at very often. But when I'm looking at places like this, I try and see how I see some kind of sense of importance. Like its future has been foretold to me. You know? So I have an idea of what I want to do. And because this is a mechanics shop, I'm thinking maybe we put a vault or one of the airships that I have up there, down here, and I make it like broken down. Maybe I make one of these buildings like a proper garage as well. I've been wanting to do that with a bunch of these different buildings and make them seem very to form. Maybe we start going a bit in the fantastical direction. I just had a really good idea. Maybe because a lot of these ships are designed after bugs and insects. What do bugs and insects usually like to go for? What are they usually attracted to? That's right, flowers. Now I need you to hear me out. I need you to hear me out with this. Because, goodness gracious, it sounds like a terrible idea to execute. But what if there was a building what if one of these buildings had like some flowers as parking? Like maybe this building. Maybe we take one of the mega buildings and we add some like flowers to the side. And the flowers on the side is the reason why people go to them so much. Oh, that's so smart. That makes me excited to keep building. That's the next thing we'll do in this video, chat, is I wanna go over that. Make some natural buildings. Some natural, like, foliage looking things. If you guys are not aware, the dynasty is supposed to be a turn of the century being the year 1000, a turn of the century kingdom that has developed and is being used for and has turned into a pretty much a cyberpunk metropolis, or is in the process of turning into that. And because of that, you have many different aspects of the cyberpunk genre, but I also want it to seem very alien in its design. I want people to see it, and I want them to not understand what's going on at first. In a similar vein to how cyberpunk lingo was initially kind of Cyberpunk 2077 lingo specifically wasn't really thought of much, but then more niche communities started adapting it and using it, and now people use it all the time. Like, I kind of want to feel, I want these to feel like they're clamps. Like, I want to feel like they're gripping onto the top of this. Like, maybe, oh, maybe these could be like tracks. Like, imagine these are like tracks on top of a building. And they move upwards and push this lid upwards so a ship can fly in and land. God, that's so cool. I love stuff like that. It makes me so happy. But yeah, that's why I love building so much. Because with things along these lines, I always end up having some kind of epiphany as I'm building. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh, this looks nice. I kind of like how this, wait, what if it's this? And then, like, just fucking brain explosion. You know? And that's why it kind of looks like it's deteriorating, because it's rust. It's not actually, stone, it's metal. And that's why it's deteriorating. And it's like, maybe it used to open. And because it's so old, it doesn't open anymore. Yeah, I like that. I like that story. I like that story, chat. I called you guys chat again. I'm sorry, I streamed yesterday on my Twitch. Link in the description. Maybe we have a sunken indoor. What? I'm gonna turn on gamma override for this. So now we're on the inside. Obviously, if this is an old mechanics place, maybe we don't want to have this building be... Maybe we want this building to not, to be inaccessible to the public, but still accessible, if you know what I mean. Like, maybe people still access it. And because it's an old mechanics building, it's like a historical building, they don't want to tear it down. So maybe inside here, what we can do... Ooh, okay. So let me just... Oh, I can't free cam. Ooh, I can't free cam. Okay. Let me show you guys an example of what I'm thinking of here. In the dynasty, there are a couple of buildings that are not intended to be accessed. I think it's this one. No. This is the... Oh no, it's this one. It's this one. some of these buildings are not meant to be accessed. And I will turn on shaders for this, and we'll run it fucking 8 frames per second if we need to. You know what? Hold on. I think I know why. Maybe it's because I'm running 102 chunks. Yes! That fixed all of my issues. Maybe we need to, maybe I need to actually manage what this stuff... Yeah, 50 frames a second. Alright, we're gonna put on Rethinking Voxels, because that's the shader pack that I used when I built this. Let me spin you a little tale. I was gonna say, okay, it's frozen. So, this building here, this used to be, whatever shop, people didn't really go to this shop much. So eventually, it got completely shut down. As you could tell, nobody can access it. It is inaccessible. Everything is barred off. There's trash everywhere. The windows are boarded up. And even if you manage to get up to the window, it's not pretty inside. So, why am I highlighting this building? Well, if you hopped over the fence, walked through the back alleyways. Oh, God. And you made your way over here. Cadmium Commodities. Mod shop. Now, there's a reason why the mod shop isn't very accessible. I gotta get rid of these. There's a reason why the mod shop, at least at first, is hidden. Because with the mod shop, these are enhancements that, let's just say, what are you doing up there? Let's just say they aren't too welcome. I don't know why it's doing that. So, you can make your way to Cadmium Commodities any way that you want. Whether that be through the main street or through the back alleys. All you have to do in this case is jump over the railing. But that's why I brought it up. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I brought it up. Because, oh my God, it's spreading again. Stop that. I want the inside to this be kind of like that. Where you have an interior that really shouldn't be accessible. But it is. And maybe, just maybe, it's like an underground club. Underground as in not noticed by the law. Not physically underground. Maybe it's the previous owner of the building. They couldn't afford to keep up rent. So they said they shut down their doors and then they didn't. You know? Like, things like that. Where, yeah, this place is abandoned, but it's not really. Now, in order to do this, what I want to do, we're going to do brush, and then we're going to do cylinder. And then we're going to do, smooth red sandstone. I don't know why. I just wanted to use smooth red sandstone for a floor. Now we're pretty much doing the coloring book thing, and we're not outlining everything. We're using a big brush, and we're not... We're trying to avoid getting this stuff on the outside of the lines. As you can see... Okay, good. I would be very sad if I accidentally did that. As you can see... all inside the lines, and then we do this stuff manually. Now, for those builders out there that have been waiting for some tips this entire time. I don't know if you guys have known this, but if you left-click and right-click at the exact same frame, and this... or if you break a block and you place it at the exact same frame, it'll just replace the block. As you can see, nothing on the other side. It can't right click. But I could do that. That also works in survival. If I grab a pickaxe and I grab this, if you hold right click, it doesn't work. It should work. There are some things that do work with it. I don't know. I think it might be if you break the block fast enough, it works. All I know is that it works in creative, for certain. That's what I do primarily when I'm replacing floors, replacing walls, things like that. So on the inside, I want to have a bit of a red theme. I want the theme to be just a little bit on the red side. Why? There we go. See, the problem with doing something like this is that when you build, I want to make the inside walls to be this red mangrove. But you don't have swift sneak, so you gotta get the pants. You know, like, you guys get what I mean, right? It's just kind of... Come on, chicken. Come on. Thank you. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy building. I feel like it is my art medium that I am an expert in. I feel like it's an art medium that I am particularly fond of, more specifically. I feel like I know the ins and outs of it. Unfortunately, I wish I was able to have a proper set up and graduated education about it. But unfortunately, I have not. Maybe let's do something kind of quick here. Let's try and make this a little quicker. Set mangrove planks. And that one will be the quickest. And then we do this. That is not the right block. Let's do 1, 2. That's not what I wanted. So it's not 20, but it's 19, 18, 17, 16. Okay, 16 up. We're gonna do 15. Yeah, it's 16. Just want to make sure my math is right. Bam, bam. 16 up. I'll do this one manually. I could do this. I could do this. And then do replace air mangrove planks. And then we'll do this, and we will stack 10 up. Actually, 13. Bam, and bam, and 13. Bam, oh, bam, and 13. Bam, and 13. Bam, and 13. Alright, now you may be telling yourself, Lane, this is very... I love that sound. Lane, this is kind of shitty. And you would be right, it is very shitty. But, we have something on our side. A second floor, I say. It's like the first floor, but second. Now, chat, I might just go ahead and make this a completely inaccessible area. So what I'm going to do the way that I usually mark an inaccessible area in here, because keep in mind, when I finish this map, I want this to be a public map. I want anyone to be able to download it. I want anyone to be able to do things on it. I want this to be like a Gary's Mod roleplay map, to an extent. So, if someone picks up this map and they're like, I want to be able to, they're like, I want to be able to turn this building into an actual club, like I saw in the video. Then, by God, they should be able to. But, now that we have that marked, we at least have the interior set so it looks interesting. If I want to come back to this, I can. However, that brings up the next issue at hand. I feel like this needs something. I was gonna move on, but then I looked at it. Let's see here. Bam, bam, bam. Maybe it'll... I'm not gonna say what these look like. Chat, you know what these look like. You know what these look like. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Maybe we'll just do that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If you know what it is, put it down in the comments. Be great. But yeah, one of the biggest things I like doing when it comes to building is, like I said, creating little stories. So, as you can see, the main road looks like it's covered in red and, like, brown. And the reason why is because when I first made this, like when I first made these roads, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I wanted it to have a feeling of rust because it's not metal, but I do feel like a lot of the dirt and grime is metal, like metal dirt and metal grime. I forgot I made this place. This is a little museum. As we go forward, I'm going to be adding more to this. I just like that door. It's such a cool door. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. You know what? We'll work on the alley while I'm doing this. Because now we have a whole alleyway. Did I not finish this building? I thought I finished this building. I'm all over the place right now, guys. I'm sorry. Like, literally, I am all over the place. Whatever. Okay. As I was saying, and before I got sidetracked by 10 million other things, I don't even remember anymore. Oh, you can access it, but you can go over it. That's something I want to do. But yeah, when it comes to building, one of the things that I care about the most is I care about, I always think about making things look lived in. So like, for example, when I'm making this area, I want to add a bit of greenery because I feel like, because this is a brothel. I'm just going to be honest. This is a brothel. And I want like a little relaxation area for the workers to be over here. Like they can look outside and they can see a very nice area. And that's why I am mixing some of this grass and some of this moss into the area. And then I'm going to mix it into the ground as well. Kind of around the moss. Integrate it into the rest. But I also want it to be dirty. Which is why I do this, and then I go through and then I do coral. This. Because I don't think they have a dedicated cleaning company. Where would they throw their garbage? At least during... I don't think there was much waste. I'll have to look that up. That's something I'm going to research after I finish this video. Is how waste was handled. I know shit. Waste as in like poopy was not handled ever. But I want to know how waste was handled for, like, if there was garbage. Because I don't think there would be. So maybe that'll be another building that I make, is a waste management building. Maybe I can make it this building. Because there's like it's like a larger building. Maybe this will be like a waste management tower, and this will be like a, I don't know. I'm just spitting ideas. I don't know if you guys know this other trick, because I looked this trick up when I was really young and I was a very aspiring builder, and I didn't know if it was a thing, and then I found it, and then I knew it was a thing. Did you know that there's a guaranteed way to grow 2 tall oak trees, or the big oak trees? If you put 3 slabs like this, it will grow an unusual tree. See? That works every time. I have yet to find a situation where it doesn't work. If you have that kind of blockage, it works every time. Like literally every single time. We're going to also kind of light up this area a little bit. One thing I want to do... Whoa. One thing I want to do is I want to add these here. Whenever you see me put these down, just imagine that they are, like power cables. I like to use anvils as a bit of a joint block because they're not seen at the they're not touching the side at the bottom, but they're touching the side at the side. But yeah, I use end rods. There are a couple different kinds of ways that I use wires, and I'll cover this in another episode in more detail. But because I use them very liberally as wires, I also use them as lighting. Because a cyberpunk build isn't a cyberpunk build without a little bit of light. And hiding a couple of bit of lanterns every once in a while still keeps the fantastical feel to a fantasy cyberpunk. But then you also have the pipes. And if you don't want to use those as pipes, you can always do the basic one. You can use lightning rods. What I like to do is when I build pipes, I usually do them either like this in reverse, or I do them like this, touching each other. And then I do a mangrove fence in between the two. So that it just kind of looks like it's a joint. But yeah, I'm gonna, real quick, I'm gonna finish this up, and then I will show you guys the finished product. Now, I'm still working on it. I've been still working on this for a little bit. One of the things I wanted to come back for was I wanted to come back to explain some of the mechanical stuff that I add into here. Now, because some of these are dependent on the resource pack, one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to add a little bit of clutter. Now, I'm currently working on it here, working on a little bit of clutter, trying to make it seem like it's Oh, and before I go on, I thought of this as like a little bit of a splash. I really like how that looks. Instead of using stained glass panes for like water droplets because they're a little bit too much, using light blue candles, perfect. And even if you want to, you could, guys, you could use it as a light source. So it lights up the area. So, but I don't want to do that. So I'm putting them out. I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. What I want to do here is I want to add a little bit of mechanical clutter. Now, one of the main ways I do that is I grab some of the, let me go back up to one of my palettes and I'll show you guys. Before I even started anything, I made this area. And I made a list of mechanical looking blocks that work together. For example, you could use a respawn anchor on top of crying obsidian, and it continues the texture downwards. All of these blocks to me look mechanical. Iron bars, levers, connecting to pipes. Ancient debris looks a little mechanical in terms of like a scaly texture. Obviously the respawn anchor looks really good, but what did I just break? Oh, netherite block. But one of the things I wanted to go for was I wanted to implement a minecart, like a furnace minecart, because I think that'd be cool. So what goes well with a furnace minecart? I'm thinking the dropper, the dispenser, the observer. So let's take that idea and we will run with it. I'll be back when I finish it. Alright, so I came up with an amazing idea while I was thinking of this. A couple of lower things, doesn't really matter what's down here. I could probably even add a blast furnace here if I wanted to, make it seem a little bit more mechanical. But what I'm really proud of is the minecart with a pot in it. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the video, but the way that the pot connects to the lightning rod, it looks like the same color, and then that looks like it's a beginning of a wire. So I had an idea of doing a little bit of a weather looking thing, and then it connects down here, connects to there. Oh, it looks so good. I think we're cooking with gas. Now let me go through. I'm going to finish I'm going to finish cluttering up this area. Actually, you know what? I'll stick with you guys. I will finish cluttering up this area with you guys. What I've been doing is I've been adding a bit of kelp blocks, beehives, making it look like people are throwing their boxes and trash back here. Maybe we can make it look like they originally tried to stop it from dripping, but then it didn't work. Yeah. And then here, I wanted to add a plant. Maybe make a custom one. Or maybe we can add the like ruins of a vault, like I mentioned that we wanted to. Let me grab netherite block. So let's do something like this. Underneath, we'll add some lighting. do pearlescent. That's going to add a little bit of light around here, and then when we turn on shaders, that's going to make it look so nice. Maybe add some anvils here. But what I want to do is I want the main thing to be recognizable, to be the engine. Now, what I'm doing for the engine here is I'm kind of just making it seem let's see. Boom. There we go. Look at that. I want it to seem like, because all of the technology in this universe is perpetually on. The way that it works is over by the mountain that is that way. Over by this mountain, the dynasty found a cave up here. In that cave, they found a hidden vault full of technological secrets. And they used that in order to progress as a society. Progress in big quotations. They got the upper hand on people and then started killing their opposition. Pretty much. That's the layman's terms of it is. Let me, over here, we're gonna put a redstone block to have it look like it's being pushed. And I'm gonna turn off the flight speed again. Maybe add a jukebox. With a daylight sensor on top, because why not? So it looks like a little bit of technological garbage. The problem I'm having right now is that this is a very open space, and I want it to be cluttered. I know how to make it cluttered. Hold on, I'll pause. All right. So, we've made a significant amount of progress here. I think I'm pretty sure I'm done here. all things considered. Whoa. I was just messing around with some of the shader settings. It seems like it really doesn't like that. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. Alright, I completely fixed it. So, I think we've gotten to a very good point here. I managed to clutter things up quite a bit, have some open space, but make it seem like there was planned to be projects here, but they stopped, kind of thing. From this point, however, I think this video's gone on long enough. We have been doing this for a long time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed and you're not yet subscribed, it would be greatly appreciated if you did. It helps me out. It lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. Next time I'm going to be making a video will likely be tomorrow. Or, I don't know. It depends. But if you guys did enjoy this building version of Offlaine, make sure to let me know in the comments, alright? But I will see you guys again in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good one. I'll see you around. Bye-bye!